All right. Can everyone hear me? Oh, my computer lid's not open. Hold on. There, that should be better. Okay. So we're in week 11, 4 weeks, and that's it. And if you haven't heard the news, Churchill's is a go, right? That's what we've been training for. That's what we've been hoping for. So they are running Churchill's half marathon on November 14th, I believe is the date. Let me check my handy dandy. Yeah, 14th. So November 14th will be the Churchill's half marathon. There is no 5K. So those of you that might, I know depending on the weather, some people drop down to the 5K if it's bitterly cold out there, but that's not an option this year. So there's only the half marathon. Um, if you haven't looked at it yet, the course is the same pretty much. So you start over at Perrysburg High School, and then you finish at Fallen Timbers, but with one big caveat, and that is there is no busing. Okay, so you'll need to get yourself from the finish to the start, or vice versa, depending on what you want to do. I posted on Facebook. A couple people were asking about it. The smartest thing is going to be to do is if you have someone that's going to be there to obviously drop you off and then go to the finish. But if not, because it might be a cold day out and people don't want to stand out in the cold for over an hour or so. So I told people maybe, buddy system, carpool, someone drop their car at Fallen Timbers and then drive over to, then, hop in their car and drive over to Perrysburg and they leave their car there. And then you bring them back after the race. That way you have somewhere to put your clothes to, because I'm not sure if they're going to have a clothes drop off with COVID. I highly doubt it. They're going to let people just throw all kinds of stuff together. So yeah, I didn't think there would be, but so you'll have to find someone to take your clothes to, or have stuff you can just get rid of. So there's a lot of different things, challenges you're going to have to do for this race. The high school will not be open, so you will have to have somewhere to stay warm. What else? There's only going to be one water table. I think after mile 8, they said, or around mile 8, there'll be a water table. So you might want to take your own fluids, or maybe have someone out there to hand you something along the way if you're going to have spectators. But they're advising not to have a lot of spectators, especially at the finish line, just because, they don't want large gatherings. So a lot of changes. I advise you to go to the site. I did post it in our training page on Facebook, our Dave's training page. So that link's there, but you can see all the changes. It's still going to be a good event. Course is a real nice course. I like it. Challenging at the end, but check it out. This weekend, if you fail to remember, and oh yeah, Churchill's only has 800 spots. So keep that in mind. And they're close to filling up tier 1, meaning after 250 people register, the price goes up $5. I think I checked this morning, there were 70 spots left. So I'm not sure how many are now. But then it gets bumped up another $5. But once it hits 800, then it shuts off completely. So, I think you still have some time, but don't take too long, okay? Because they usually get about 1,300 people in that race. So definitely over 800 they normally get. So just letting you know that. If you're not running it, you're all set. You don't have to worry about a thing. Now, the next race, though, that we're going to be tackling is this weekend. This Saturday, we're doing Rocktober 5K, 10K. It's a Saturday, so our training group, we usually have a couple Saturday races in all of our training groups where we go to and we all race and see how we're doing with our fitness. And that's where we're going. This is the one we're going to. So there won't be a long run Saturday. I even replaced on your calendar on the track and long run schedule. You even see it says October 24th, Racing for Recovery. Just to make sure, and I did, I think I updated it on Training Tilt too. But it's just to let you know that a reminder that we're not going to be meeting Saturday for the long run. We're going to be at the race. So coaches, everybody, that is available will be going to the race. Some coaches might not, might be too banged up to race, so they might be doing a run, or they just might be there. They're not going to be pacing you in the race. That's something we don't require them to do because they have to enter the race too and pay for it. So I'm not going to make them pay for a race and then make them pace people. That wouldn't be right. So this is just an open race for everyone to see our fitness level. This is a good time, a month out from Churchill's. It's a good time to see where we're at. So 5K or 10K, it's up to you. You know, it just depends on what you want to do. I'll be in the 10K. So if you run the 10K, you can be with me. So just let you know that. I think Sean's doing the 5K. She likes 5Ks. Yep, 5K. She ran her 10K last week, so this is a 5K. All right. That's it for the races. I just wanted to make sure I covered all those. Watered will be bottled water. Yeah, they will have the bottled water at Churchill's. The water stop will be bottled water. They're not letting you fill up things either. They might have those coolers that we have at Dave's where it looks like a fountain machine where you can just put your water bottle under it and fill up your own water bottle. They might have those there, but as far as open cups, no, there won't be any open cups. It'll be closed bottled. Probably the little 8-ounce waters, I'm assuming. But yeah, that's definitely something to be aware of. It won't be any Gatorade or anything. So if you need supplements, you might want to bring your own. Okay. Yes, there is a limit for October too. I don't know. I'm not sure on the numbers of that, but there is a limit on Rocktober. I haven't heard anything closing or like saying they're real close to closing. So I am sure you still have time to register if you want to. But I do think the hoodie deadline passed. Is that true? Does anyone know that out there? I don't know the date. Mary says yes, so I'm going to go with Mary. Yeah, the hoodie deadline might have passed, so you might not be guaranteed one. You might get one that's left over. I ordered a medium, and I don't like those shirts, those hoodie type shirts. So someone can have mine if they want it. I don't care. I'll just end up giving it to one of my kids if they don't. If I keep it. But anyway, so that's this weekend. Okay, I wanted to make sure we did that. Go over that to keep us on track. So we have 4 weeks left. So we're in the home stretch here. We have our last month. You can see things are starting to, I wouldn't say ramp up, so to speak, but I'm going to go to the intermediate plan first because that's the one that most people follow. But you can see we're kind of holding steady this week. Our long run would have bumped up 1 mile to 15 miles, but we're not doing the long run this week. So we have a 15 miler the following week. And again, I'm going to reiterate this to people because I've explained it a couple times. The reason why we have a little bit longer run, usually for half marathon training, you can do an 11, 12 mile run and still run a half marathon and be fine. The over distance training is to strengthen you, to make you a stronger runner for the half marathon or for any distance race for that matter. And prior to us not knowing that we were going to run Churchill's, we were, going to work on our long run. That was going to be the goal. So what I'll probably do next week is scale back down the long run, not this week coming up because we're racing, but the following week. Now that I know Churchill's is on the books for sure, I'll probably scale the long run back just a little bit so we don't fatigue people since there is one. But it'll definitely still be like somewhere up. We want to run that, get our mileage up there still. So we'll definitely have a double-digit run that day. It'll be more than 10, obviously, because 10's the week before Churchill's. It'll probably be in the neighborhood of 12. I'm thinking for not this weekend, but the following weekend, which would be what is that? October, Halloween. Yeah, so Halloween. Forgot about that. So that'll be Halloween Saturday this year. So we'll probably do like a 12 miler instead. I'll revise that for everybody just to make it so we're ready for Churchill's and not, wearing out people too much. You can always go farther than that. I think Christy's clapping, not asking a question because she didn't want to go that far anyway, and that's okay. I understand. But we don't really have to at this point now. We know we're going to run Churchill's, so we can scale back a little bit. So we'll do that next week, and hopefully you got a couple good 13 or 14 milers in to get some of that distance built up. All right. Now you can see the intermediate plan is doing 8x600. Now novice plan is doing the same thing, except there's a little difference. Intermediate plan is 8x600. You only get 1 minute rest. That's the same as last week when you did your 800. It's only a minute rest, and you did 8 of those too. So now we're going down a mile because last week, those of you that were on the track when I was there Thursday or out at Fallen Timber, sorry, we're not on the track anymore. But when I met with the group on Thursday, it was a tough workout. That's a lot of 800s. That's 4 miles worth of 800s. So we're going to drop back a little and do 600s. But the pace should be a little quicker now. You should be on the fast end of your interval pace, because for about a 600 is about the lowest we go for intervals. We might go 400s once in a while, but 600s is usually the lowest we go for interval pace. Then we kind of switch to repetition pace for 600 and below for distances. So even though it's 8 times 600, we want to be on that fast end of our interval pace, since it is a shorter distance, and you're only getting a minute rest. You can see the novice plan. They're doing the same thing, but they are doing 2 minutes rest. So we're giving them a little bit more rest. Advanced, I'm not going to really click over to it. It's just you're doing 2 more of what they're doing. They're doing 8. You're doing 10 for yours. The advanced plan has more distance on every run this week except for the tempo. The tempo is far enough as it is. We're doing 2 through 8, a 9-mile tempo. That's plenty of distance for everybody, or 80 minutes. So that is on both the advanced and the intermediate plan. These next 2 weeks are the big tempos that are going to get you ready for Churchill's. So if you have a tight schedule this week or next week, I would definitely not worry about the 8x600 if you can't get it in, and get in the tempo instead. The tempo, this is just like marathon training. The long run and the road work, these tempo runs are more important than the track work. Okay? If we were training the 5K program, then I would tell you the opposite. The track workout's more important. But we got to stick to these. So if you have to bail on a workout because of obligations, try to get the tempo in, if anything. That's going to help you more. Because next week we're doing it, but the only change is you're going to an extra mile. So that's going to be a big one too. So after next week, we kind of start really shutting it down a little bit for getting ready for the race. So these next 2 weeks are going to be the 2 big weeks for tempo and long run and racing and stuff. So let's get through these 2 at a good pace. So that will stay the same for both advanced and intermediate. The novice plan, you're just doing a longer run again like you do in the week. We're almost up to an hour now. You're at 55 minutes. Okay? So that'll be your second long run of the week, so to speak. And it's good because since you're racing Saturday, you'll still be able to get in a 55-minute run, and still should be able to get in, somewhere in the neighborhood of 5-ish miles, hopefully. Some of you maybe more, some of you maybe a little less. Okay? Let me see, what else? Okay, on to the next thing. Challenge this week. No team challenge this week. We didn't do one last week, but we're going to do an individual challenge this week for prizes. Ooh, you heard me right, prizes. Okay, and this is what we're doing. We're doing another scavenger hunt, and I've updated a lot of it. So now there's a lot of things to look for. Okay, so here's what we're doing. This is what we call Twist and Hunt, off of a Beatles song. Twist and Shout. Sean's at least heard of that one. I know that much. So that's good. We got one song for it. So we're doing Twist and Hunt though. Your job is during the runs this week, you're going to go out and with your phone or your photo taking device, as I like to say, you're going to snap pictures from the list that I have on the second sheet, and you'll get points for submitting those pictures. Now, I want to promote our training page a little bit because we've been away from that, because we've been on Training Till a lot, which is perfectly fine with me. I have no problem with that. But I want to give our training page a little love too. So I want to make sure that we do that for this challenge. So what we'll do is, if you can, I'm looking for you to post them on the training page. All right. Now, some of you might not be on Facebook, and that's fine. If you're not on Facebook, you can just email them to me. Okay. But if you're unfamiliar with our training page, which I don't think many of you are, I'll drag it over so you can see it. Let's see, there it is. So this is our training page. Okay. And I've already shown it once, I think, but this is just another little one for you, just in case. But you'll post them here. And then if anything's good, I'll award you the points. If it's good, I'll award you the points. And I'm going to make a live spreadsheet. And what that means is I'm going to email it out tomorrow, and it will be updated, and you can hold on to the spreadsheet, save the spreadsheet or the email that the spreadsheet is in, and you can see the live updates. As it's updated, you will see it on your spreadsheet to get updated. So you'll be able to see what place you're in, how you're doing, things like that against the other people on there. So don't forget about that. If you're, like I said, if you're not on Facebook, it's too complicated for you. I don't want to, have people not do it if they don't like Facebook. You can email them to me. That's fine too. But what I'll do is I'll award you points for those. And then the winners, as you can see, first place will get a free entry into the turkey chase, into our turkey chase 5K that's coming up. So if you haven't entered yet, you can do that, or you can give it to someone, friend, family, to enter if they want to use the free entry into the turkey chase. Second place will be a $15 certificate to Dave's, and then third place will be a $10 certificate to Dave's. Okay, so we'll give out some prizes for this. Any ties, I'll just probably put all of your, if there's like a three-way tie or something for first place, the points, I'll probably put all your names in a hat and draw one out or something like that, just to get it that way. But that's how we'll do it. Okay, rules are pretty simple. You want to take your picks during your runs or workouts. Honor system as always. Let's not go into images and send me stock photos of things. You can only get points for each item once. Okay, so you can't take a picture of a million fire hydrants and keep sending them to me, or the same picture over and over, so on and so forth. I know I have to this is my junior high teacher coming out, having to give you every little rule, because every junior high kid would find a way to get around a rule or some type of gotcha, and I would always get tired of it. So anyway, that's just me just saying, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. But then any ties, like I said, I'll decide by a drawing. Now here's the list. It's a big list. I think this is the biggest one I've made yet. Hope coaches help me out. They sent in stuff. Sean did not. I asked her to. She sent me a picture of a dog, our dog, and said, how about a Cairn Terrier on the list? And I said, ooh, thank you. That's very helpful. And so there's no Cairn Terrier for anyone to find. But the coaches helped me out too. They gave me some stuff, and I appreciate that. So you have 1 point, 5 points, 10 points, and then the big 15 points. So any of these things you get pictures of and send them to me through an email, or put it on our Facebook training page. You'll get points for them if I deem them worthy. If you've met the criteria, meaning like 15 points is an eagle. If you take a picture of an eagle that's on top of a weather vane or on top of a flagpole, that's not a real eagle. No, I will not give you points for that. These need to be real eagles. There are places around here where there are some eagle nests. So, talk to people. You can get a picture. Some people already posted a few on our training page a couple months ago. I think they saw one. But yeah, and as you can see, the more points, the harder it is to find something. The more scarce it might be out there. Okay, look them over. You have any questions? I'm not going to read off all of them. I know you would love me to do that, but I'm not going to do that. So if you want a copy of it, I've already put it in here. You can see on Sean's, I have Sean's up again, because that way you see what it really looks like, not from my angle. Sean's files, no, she wants her shared files because those are the ones I'm sharing with her, which I'm sharing with all of you, by the way. So you should be able to see it. And that should be the first thing up there for you. Yep. See, it's right here. I already put it up as a PDF. So the scavenger hunt's on there for you to click on and see. I'll put it in tomorrow's email just so you have it that way also. And I will have the spreadsheet in the email. I can't put a live spreadsheet on a Training Tilt, a live active spreadsheet. It won't let me do that. So you just hold on to the email for the week, and then you can always click on the spreadsheet on the email and look at it that way, or save it to your Google Drive. Don't know how computer savvy some of you are, but that's up to you. Yes, that's non-running workouts too. If you go out for a bike ride with your significant other, or a walk with your kids, and you see something out there too, absolutely. I just want it to be, something where you're out and about, enjoying outdoors. I know it's not going to be the nicest week in the world, but that it's, just as long as you're outside doing something active, I'll take it. It doesn't matter if it's a workout or if you're just on a nice bike ride with someone. It's all about doing something healthy for this. Okay. So that's the good one. That's the challenge this week. So it's individual. So the coaches are off the hook. They don't have to do it. I'll be tabulating all of that. So you can participate. You don't have to. It's completely up to you. But I thought it'd be something to do fun this week. As we're heading into the last 4 weeks, we'll have a couple, a few challenges left for the teams to see who our winners are going to be. All right. Last thing I want to touch base on is there's a fundraiser going on in Wood County Humane Society, and we have a lot of people in our group who are animal lovers, dog lovers. We all know Coach Jody used to work for one of the organizations, and so we always try to pitch in when the Humane Society is looking for something, and they are. The Wood County Humane Society is collecting shoes. Allie, one of our runners, Allie, I think Allie Dressels. Is it Allie? Allie, I can't remember her last name, but it was Allie. It's like Dressel or Desher, or because of the D. I know that. I remember that. But anyways, Allie, because I don't see her on here right now, but Allie is going to take them for us. So I'm going to bring a tub out to the Tuesday and Thursday whatchamajigger, the runs out at Fallen Timbers, our workouts, to our speed workouts. I'm going to bring the tub out to there, and then you can throw your shoes into the tub, and any gently used new shoes. We're runners. Most of your runners probably have a bunch sitting around. I know I do. So I'll bring a tub out, and you can just throw them in there, and I'll get them to Allie. And Allie said she would drop them all off for us because they're doing it through her work too. So she'll take care of them for us. So any shoes this week that you want to get rid of, by all means, bring them with you. And I'll have a tub out at Fallen Timbers to throw them in, or just throw them in the back of the truck, one or the other, if I forget a tub. So that will be this week. I'm only going to do it this week just because we got a lot of things going. And sweatshirts, I will be at I know it's going to be a crappy day tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be raining, but at our group run, it's the Sylvania store at 6:30 tomorrow, right? Yeah, 6:30 tomorrow. I'm trying to keep all these times straight. 6:30 tomorrow on our group run at the Sylvania store, the free group run. I will be putting the hoodies into the store. So after that, tomorrow at 6:30, the hoodies will be in the Sylvania store, and I'll have that. I'll throw that out there, an announcement too. So that's for people who might not be able to make the track workouts. The hoodies will now be at the Sylvania store for until probably Thanksgiving time or so. I can't leave them in there infinitum just because we have to make room for other things, especially when the holidays start getting close. So they'll probably be in there for at least through Churchill's. So you have another 4 weeks to get them. So please get them sooner than later. Okay. That I don't want you to go there and then they've been pulled out. All right. But I will, any shoes. Yeah. It doesn't have to be running shoes, any shoes. Okay. We'll take any of those shoes. Yeah. That's a good question. Thank you. But, trying to think of anything else. I think that is the main stuff going on this week. So a few things to remember. We're at Fallen Timbers, just in case some of you forgot. We're not at Perrysburg Track anymore because we have no daylight left and the track has no lights. So we will be running our workouts at Fallen Timbers for the rest of the time. And our long runs, which won't count this Saturday because we're not meeting, we're racing. We're going to be out in Rossford. But our long runs are 8 o'clock. Remember, not 7:30 anymore, 8 a.m. And all teams meet at 8 a.m. Okay? We can't have teams just meeting anytime they want because I have to be aware of when teams are meeting and what's going on. And we are one program. We're not splinter programs. Okay. So everyone meets at 8. I know it's a little later. We like to try to get our runs in early, but daylight, safety, things like that. And I know it's going to change in a couple of weeks because daylight savings hits November 1st, but just making sure of that. Okay. Oh, people aren't getting their mail hoodies still. Okay, yeah, some of my online trainers are on here, so good. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to get in contact then with the post office and see what's going on. Why aren't those hitting mailboxes yet? You guys should have them by now. It's been almost 2 weeks. All right, yeah, I'm going to look into that. Thank you for reminding me. What else? Do we have questions from anyone for this week? No, coming up. No? Okay. So pay attention to the weather. This is the time where the weather is going to be shaky. There's nothing worse than going out and running in 40-degree rain. I mean, this late fall and early spring have those crappy days where it'll be just cold enough for rain. Okay. So make sure you're checking your weather and try to avoid those situations. Get out when it's decent. No, the hoodies won't be at the store until tomorrow evening when I go there for the group run. I'll put them in the store then. So after tomorrow, they'll only be in the Sylvania store, not the Perrysburg store. Okay, they'll be there. All right, because the holiday training group, their hoodies are going to be at Perrysburg. So don't get yourself confused. Sylvania store. All right, just want to make sure of that. Any other questions, gang? All right. We got a big week ahead of us. This is another big week. We got a race on Saturday, so we got a cool, exciting week coming up. I'm kind of excited to race. I haven't raced since Boy Scout, so this will be fun. I think it'll be fun for all of us if you haven't raced since Boy Scout. This will be a good one. Rocktober is always an awesome time. Okay? All right, all of you. It's good seeing you today. I hope to see you throughout the week on Tuesday and Thursday. Oh, who asked the question? Any info on spring MIT yet? That's a very good question, Jam Attorney. That's why I keep you around. Yes, someone asked about that on Facebook, and I am trying to nail down Bowling Green track. They are holding off until they get clearance for public use. So the latest, I will have to open up registration by November 1st, no matter what. I can't wait longer than that. But I am trying to wait to see what Bowling Green's final say is so I can advertise whether we will or will not have access to that track. Because that's kind of a big thing for the spring training program is having access to that indoor facility. And if not, we have contingency plans back, in the works. But I would like to know that for sure. And right now, the guy that runs the facility just doesn't know that. So I'm waiting back from him, and he's hoping to get back to me this week, sometime this week. I just emailed him again last week, and it's looking favorable. Let's put it that way, favorable. So we'll see, But he says it changes like it does here. Lucas County, it changes every 5 minutes. Could be favorable, then non-favorable. But yeah, that's a good question. We're definitely doing spring MIT. It's just the indoor track is going to be the question, and that's what I'm holding off on. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for the questions. I appreciate it. And I will definitely see you out Tuesday and Thursday. And come out to our group runs if you want on Monday, tomorrow at 6:30. I'll be there too, unless it's raining. But I won't. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Have a good week.